Hi everyone, welcome to the channel dedicated to sharing the profound insights and wisdom of Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier. If you're new here, you're in for a journey that expands your mind and consciousness, bringing you closer to understanding the messages from the fifth density Andromedan extraterrestrials. For those returning, we're grateful for your continued support. Before we dive into today's enlightening content, we have a small favor to ask. If you find value in the knowledge shared in this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps us amplify Alex Collier's message, allowing us to reach a larger audience with these vital messages. We'd also love to hear from you, so please engage with the comments below. Whether it's a question, your thoughts, or even just an emoji for the sake of engagement, every comment counts. We read every single comment, and your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, as it all contributes to our mission of expanding this community. So please don't hesitate to leave your thoughts below. Additionally, if you'd like to support us further, consider giving a super thanks tip by clicking the heart with the $sign. This small gesture allows us to continue bringing you more of Alex's messages, unfiltered and directly from his lifelong experiences with the Andromedans. Today's video includes a compilation of several of the many important questions Alex Collier has received over the past few years, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
Hi, Alex. I know it just pops up in front of my eyes. I know you say we have already won, but we have all this outside help and so on. But I look around this world in my country, America, and I don't see it. I supposedly chose to come here at this time to help in this transition, but I don't know what to do to help. I know you say things like hold the light, but what does that mean? I need concrete examples of what I can do. Right now, I'm feeling overwhelmed by all the evil and powerless to change it.
Okay. I get it, Penny. I totally get it. So I will tell you what I've done, and I've encouraged others to do. And I am happy to report that this system that I'm about to share with you works. It's really, really simple. Turn off the news. Don't listen to any news. Just don't listen to the news. Don't listen to any effing media. And what you're going to find is that not only are you happier, but you're drawing other people to you who have done exactly the same thing. They have already left the old world behind them. All that's left is the future. You will be amazed at how clear everything suddenly becomes if you're not listening to the fucking media. It's poison, Penny. It's absolutely poison. And I know you know this. But if you're listening to the media searching for truth, you're never going to get it there. There are blogs, chat rooms where you can get information. Telegram is a good place to start. There are some people you could follow that are really, really good. And then that's it. You know, you really only need 3 or 4, maybe 5 of those alternative sources. And you get a very good perspective of the world, but you're not getting the brainwashing. You're not getting the doom and gloom. You're not getting the programming. You're not being told how much we suck. You're not getting the white people are the cause of everything, which is such bullshit. Okay? In fact, Patriot Street Fighter did something, and this was sent to me. I can't remember the young man's name, Patriot Street Fighter. But he did a thing with Larry Gaithers, Reverend Larry Gaithers. I love him. He's off the charts great. And he talks about how the Khazarian Jews were the ones who started the Ku Klux Klan. It had nothing to do with whites. Anyway, just it's informative, it's funny, it'll get you riled up, it'll make you laugh, it'll piss you off, and it'll put you in a place of, God, these people are so messed up. You know, you'll experience the whole thing. But at the end of it, you have very clear perspective. But the mainstream media is just turn it off. Just turn it off. I don't listen to anything on the television anymore that isn't sports. And right now, baseball's pissed me off with that whole bullshit thing going on in Atlanta, because you got to have an ID to vote, right? Major League Baseball pulled it because Georgia wants you to have an ID in order to vote. You have to have an ID to go to will call to pick up your goddamn tickets to a ball game. The hypocrisy of that. And they're moving it to Denver, where the election laws are tougher than what Georgia just passed. Come on. They're morons. They're these people running these corporations. They're idiots. They have an agenda. Well, let's bankrupt them. It's real simple. You won't get our money. You won't get our attention anymore. You're done. And that's how you do it. So I've stopped watching the Yankees. Pisses me off, but I have, because my sanity is more important than any of that shit. So, what's left of my sanity? Everybody's nodding their head. Yeah, right, Collier. Anyway, that's what I've done. I've had to do it because I'm dealing with some stress issues, and physically it's taking its toll on me again. So just try doing that. Literally, go and get a nice tablecloth at a store, a used store, thrift store, something really nice, and just cover your television with it and put a plant on it and just forget it isn't there, and listen to music, talk to people, go online and get some information that you're interested in, seek it out, where someone's not talking in your ear incessantly telling you how bad we are, because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. If we're so bad, why is nature trying to make us ascend into a higher octave? Right? Right. That's my answer. May not be good enough, Penny, but I'm sorry, that's my answer.
Hi, Alex. I only discovered you today, April the 8th, and couldn't believe my luck. You're speaking tomorrow, which is now. Amazing. I have just seen a video you made in 1994. Everything you said made perfect sense. Are there now enough of us awake to help win this war?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. It's happening. The Great Awakening is definitely happening. I've never been more confident than I am at this present moment about that. If you turn off the media, the frickin' television, except maybe to watch a DVD or something you control watching. But if you turn off the news cycle medias, you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed what you'll see. And you'll be amazed at how freer you feel. And it won't take long. It really won't. You'll be so happier. I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you saw 94. That started to surface a couple of weeks ago. Well, it didn't surface for a very long time, and then eventually it was shown somewhere at a UFO conference, I think in Vegas, 7, 8, 10 years ago. And then it's resurfaced. And my first reaction to it resurfacing was, oh shit, they painted the target on me again. Talking about the kids, talking about the reptilians, the missing kids. Wow. They fucked me over. That was rough. That was really, really rough. And my first thought was, oh my God, here's another target. But the world's changed a lot since then. It has. And a lot of that information is now common knowledge after all these years. It's interesting. The people that did not give me a hard time, the only people who did not give me a hard time, were cops, state police officers. I had some FBI approach me and say thanks. I had some military on flight lines say thanks. I had 2 CIs say thanks. They knew, but they could never speak of it. But outside of government programs, Men in Black, the CIA, but religious groups, just, oh my God. I could not for the life of me believe how they treated me. Because of that, I was just floored. And then I was approached shortly thereafter at my mailbox. It was a Mailboxes, etc., if you remember them, on Baseline in Boulder, Colorado. I had 3 men approach me and basically gave me a list of everyone they were going to take out unless I shut the fuck up. And that was a direct quote. They knew my life. There were 2 to the side of me, 1 in front who had the file. He basically gave me a list of names of people they were going to kill if I did not shut the fuck up. And that's why I stopped talking for 6 years. And I did. I stopped talking until Mornay said it was okay. And then he told me who they were, what they were. They were part of a program. Anyway, that's ancient history at this point. And the world has changed a lot since then. And people are more able now to deal with information that's coming out, and the power and the exposure of what's been happening has been coming out. So it's all good. It in the end, it's all going to be okay. These children, the ones that are being freed now, will heal. They will be able to teach their experience and share what they went through with humanity, and this will never, ever, ever, ever happen again on this planet, because humanity will protect its own. And if that's what comes out of this, then that will be the blessing for everyone. That humanity will start to protect its own, each other again, like we did in the very beginning, before we were divided, taught different languages and religious beliefs. We will have come full circle once again. But going forward, we will be a healed race that will protect and defend itself and each other. So, wow. There's a lot of pain then, a lot of loss as well. You know, we do what we have to do, right? We do what we have to do. Military people know that. Cops know that. First responders know that. Parents that go into a burning building to protect their children, to save their children and lose their life, they know that. You do what you have to do.
Alex, can you please give us an explanation of how different aliens' relationships work compared to humans? Are they monogamous? Do they have the same commitments or values of marriage? Do they marry? What are their relationships with their children like? Do different species have different beliefs about these things, like the A's, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, and so forth? Also, I don't understand how, if there is war and fighting in higher dimensions, how is that any different from Earth?
Well, I cannot speak for how many other extraterrestrial races live their day-to-day lives. My only experience has been with the A's. So that's the only information that I can give you in regards to that, into what we're talking about, is what I've witnessed with them. Now, maybe Elena Danan has more information about how other races talk about or have relationships with each other, because she's hanging with the P's. So, and she's a phenomenal source as well, and she deserves support as well. So that might be a great question to send to her, or ask, her team to get to her so that she can address that in regards to the P's. I think we're more like the P's than we are the A's. We've had a lot more interaction with the Pleiadians, and many of them, in fact, are here as a soul group on the planet, where the A soul group is relatively small, but the soul group from fifth density is rather large. Do they have marriage? Do they take vows? It's just more of a commitment. And my understanding is that the tribe, everyone knows that there's a commitment between the two. Do they have children? Yes. Are children born the same way they are here? No, not always. Their children are born are raised outside the womb, and you can still ask or still have a natural childbirth as an A, but I understand that they choose not to. And the reason for that is that the children are very large. And what I mean by that is a child can be 30 to 50 pounds, between 30 and 50 pounds at birth. And I can't imagine that size of a child moving through the birth canal. So the children are born outside the womb. And they have many customs. I mean, they take care of their children. However, they do have communities that help raise all the children. The children have one biological parent, but they can have many mentor parents as well. And that is something that is accepted amongst all the people. They have a custom where, and I only know of this because Morine had a brother who was on a research mission somewhere, and something happened and he perished. His entire ship perished. And his brother had a family. Anyway, those children and his ex came under his protection or guardianship. And they now live together as a collective group, as a very large family, between his children and theirs. So whenever he's home, he plays the role of father and or uncle. And they have other ways of, well, they show affection for each other through physical touch and hugging. I have not ever seen a kiss on the lips. I have seen them press their cheeks to each other and hold it there for a considerable amount of time. And then when they separate, they're both literally glowing. So maybe that's the smooch that they have. That's their way of doing it. They, the only time that there is actual physical intercourse is in the event that they want to have a child. They don't do it for pleasure. I was not comfortable going there with them about that issue. I just listened and nodded, because I definitely know that's not our way. So I don't know what steps it took for them to get to that place or why they're at that place. But I don't necessarily know that our humanity will go in that direction. I simply don't know. I don't know, what 1,000 years from now looks like for Terrans, us. They enjoy music. They like contemporary jazz, which I've already shared with you, nothing with lyrics, because to them, the music is emotion. It conveys the emotion of the artists, and that's what they're interested in. And in their opinion, the verbiage, the lyrics, the singing takes away from the emotionality of the music. And that's their belief system, and that's okay. They create music themselves. However, it's all based on layering of different sounds that they've gathered throughout the galaxy and the universe, such as, a solar system, taking the sounds of the planets orbiting around a solar system, or that solar system in its entirety traveling around the central sun. Everything has resonance, and they will take those, they will separate them, and then they will lay them on top of each other and create sound or music, or add other components to it from different star systems or dwarf stars or quasars or black holes. It's really, really different. But I could not hear all the depth of it because I'm third density. My hearing is attuned to this environment that we live in every single day. So I could not hear the depth of their music. And I know this for a fact because there was one specific piece of music or sound that Morine played for me, and he said, "Well, can you hear this?" And I was like, "No, I can't hear it at all. What is that?" So, as I'm learning, they're learning as well. And I think they're sort of like anxious for us to catch up with them, because they're anxious to want to share with us and get to know us as well as a species. I've shared that one thing. Culberson, God, for the life of me, his first name escapes me, wrote a piece of music. I think it's Brian Culberson. He wrote a piece of music called "The Journey." That's it. And they had guests on board from a planet that they had. Something was going on, and they evac'd a small group of people from that planet, and I guess you could call them refugees, and they were on board. And somehow somebody was sharing with them the knowledge they had on board of the planets and the star systems that they've been to. Anyway, someone put on a piece of music, and it was a piece of contemporary jazz piece of music by Brian Culberson, and it was called "The Journey." And there's this place where the music builds to a crescendo in the middle of the song, and he hits the keys of the computer, and a ching. Anyway, these beings, these refugees, just shouted in joy. They had never ever heard a sound like that. And apparently the joy that they physically felt from that moment resonated throughout the entire ship. That was really fucking cool, in my opinion. And I was like, yes, we did that. Earth, that's a Terran. We did that. We have a lot to offer. We do some really great stuff. It's just, we take all this for granted because it's with us all the time, or we don't place enough value on these things because we're so saturated and we just don't appreciate it. And it's probably all of the above. So anyway, if you listen to that sound, that piece of music, I'm sure it's called "The Journey" by Brian Culberson. It's somewhere 2.5, maybe 3 minutes into around 2.5 minutes. He hits all the keys in the piano. It builds. They were stunned, apparently. And we've already made an impact. We've made an impact already. And, humanity has no clue. Has absolutely no clue.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any questions relating to today's video, please also leave them below. We read all the comments and take on board what our viewers have to say about Alex Collier's work. Remember, your support helps Alex Collier's knowledge and the messages from the Andromedans reach more people. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can give us a super thanks tip by clicking the heart icon with a $sign. It really helps our team bring you more content. Also, be sure to visit alexcollier.org to sign up for our regular email newsletter. It's the best way to stay updated with the latest news, exclusive content, and upcoming live webinars. For the latest insights from Alex Collier, check out alexcollier.live. And if you want to explore over 250 past webinars, head over to alexcollier.tv. Thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting Alex Collier's work. We couldn't do this without you, and we're genuinely grateful for your support. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vast mysteries of our universe. If you would like to see the Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.